Your microphone is mute.
What?
Mhm.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Judge Law, and we're going to proceed with our misdemeanor calendar for today, August 8th, 2025. This is a first appearance calendar for individuals who were recently arrested and booked at the Fulton County Jail. Soon after being booked in, their cases have now been formally accused. So when I call your case, I will let you know what is your new case number, the charges brought against you, to appoint counsel where necessary, and to set a bond, and in certain cases, to give you a new court date. Miss Grace or
It's Miss Lewis. Hi, Judge.
no.
Hi, the reset date is gonna be, August the 21st. Did I get that right? Yeah, that's right.
August 21st?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, that's Thursday. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
All right. In certain cases, as I was saying, I will reset your matter to August 21st at 9 a.m. And that is going to be essentially the plea and arraignment calendar. So for those of you who wish to appear, make sure you obtain the Zoom link from the clerk's office. If you're a defendant charged with one or more misdemeanor offenses, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to represent you. In certain cases, you would need to be represented by a conflict defense counsel. Otherwise, the public defender's office will be representing most of you. With regards to bond, certain individuals may obtain what we call or qualify for what we call a signature or release bond. In that particular case, you don't have to pay for the bond today, but you will have to comply with certain conditions. Failure to comply can result in your signature bond being surrendered and set aside. Others may qualify for a surety bond or a cash bond, in which case you would have to pay for your bond either out of your own pocket or through a bonding company. All right, courtroom 2, who do we have, please?
Position number 3, he has a private counsel in the courtroom.
All right. Surges Anikin Dick is accused of stalking, family violence. Incident date appears to be August 2nd, 2025. Accusation number is 25 CR 004536E. And Mr. Anikin Dick, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is going to be, yes, sir?
Good morning, or good afternoon, Judge Daniel Farnsworth.
All right, Mr. Farnsworth, thank you very much. And let's see what's his GCIC, Mr. Howard.
I got first.
All
We
right.
got TPO out of car. I think it's same victim. It was issued August 5th. I think he go to court for it in September or something like that.
Thank
Unless
you.
I'm mistaken.
Ms. Falk, what's the recommendation for Mr. Nick and Dick?
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted to clarify for the record that TPO was issued by the same victim and it will be served on the defendant today at the jail. Miss Danielle Tatum, we did have an opportunity to speak with her. She stated that they are no longer in a relationship, but they do still live together in Marietta, Georgia. She did confirm the events in the warrant, and she stated that the defendant had followed her to a friend's house on July 31st. But she did not call the police. And it wasn't until it appears August 2nd, 2025, when her Apple AirTag she received the notification that the Apple AirTag was affixed to her vehicle, that she actually made the connection that the defendant was using the AirTag to track her. She did state that she has been staying at a friend's house since they have broken up, but the defendant agreed that she could stay in the home until she's able to find another place. She stated that the TPO does order him to stay away from the residence, and she will be able to move out of the residence by September 2nd of 2025. She will be here on the Zoom. We are asking for a $5,000 pretrial services bond. SOB through pretrial services. We are requesting a level 2. Stay away from 971 Turkey Road in Marietta until September 2nd of 2025. No further contact with Danielle Tatum, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no firearms. We would like to sound for Miss Danielle Tatum at this time. That's all for the state.
Mr. Farnsworth?
Judge, I don't know if we're arguing facts today because I can argue a lot of those, but I can just tell you that we have no objection to any of those conditions, staying away from the residence until September 2nd. No contact is fine with us. Judge, this is a former, he was honorably discharged from the Navy in April of this year. He did 4 overseas deployments. He's currently working as a private protection. He does have wife and children here. He will be living with
Mr.
the wife.
Farnsworth, is he required to have any firearms as a result of his job?
No,
Yes, no?
no, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Mr.
He will be-
Farnsworth, your client's bond is going to be 7,500. It's going to be a signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. He's to have no further contact with Daniel Tatum. He's to stay 200 yards away from her. He's not to communicate with her in person, through mail, email, phones, computer devices, and he's not even allowed to discuss her on social media or try to communicate with her through the internet. He's also not allowed to communicate with her through a third party. He's also required to stay away from the residence that he shares with her until 11:59 p.m. on September 2nd, 2025. Then at midnight, at the stroke of midnight on September 3rd, he can return to the building. No firearms, no weapons, no illegal drugs, and no alcoholic beverages. His next court date will be set to his current residential address. So by September 2nd, if he returns to whatever address he has, I saw an address in Marietta, so I'm assuming that's where he'll receive his mail.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. And his next court date with State Court of Fulton County will be mailed to that particular location. Any questions?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, what was the bond amount again?
7,500.
Thank you.
Ms. Farnsworth, please advise your client that if he violates the conditions of the bond, this signature bond will be surrendered and he'll be back in Fulton County Jail with no bond.
Thank you, Judge. I will do so.
All right. Ms. Falk, please advise the alleged victim and the jail that they have the next 6 to 7 hours to serve him.
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
Your Honor. They doing it now. Get ready.
All
Thank-
right.
Thank
Thank
you, courtroom 2. Your Honor, Mr. Masloom is here on Mr. Copeland's case. I don't know if Mr. Copeland is in courtroom 2 at the moment.
Well, hello, Mr. Masloom. How are you, sir?
Good, Judge. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Deputy, is Mr. Copeland in the courtroom by any chance, or
Yes, Judge.
maybe address him, please?
Yes, he can go next.
All right. And are we going to waive sounding on this particular matter?
Yes,
State
Judge.
has no objection.
All right, please hold. By the way, while we're waiting for Mr. Copeland, are there any waivers or resets from today?
Yes. Position 1 and position 24 are resets. Number 27 is a waiver.
24 is a reset also, sorry.
Yes. position
This
1
many pages, I can only move so fast. Okay, 24 is a reset, 27 is a waiver, got it?
Position 1 is reset. Copeland,
Position 1 is a reset. Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, is 27 Mr. Pack?
It is.
Very good. Yeah, that's
Didn't mean to respond for the court, but
That's
yes.
fine. No,
Mr.
that's
Pack.
fine. I with this many pages, I think we've got like 40 pages of cases. Okay.
So, Judge,
Yes?
Copeland's first arrest, somebody go print out the add-on. I don't know if you saw it. I'll be back.
And
have
Your
to
Honor, the
add-on.
add-on is a defendant who's already on the calendar. So
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Understood. Thank you. I'm always the last to find out. Okay, moving on to Mr. Masloom. That's your client, Mr. Christopher Copeland.
Yes, Judge.
All right. This is case 25 CR 004549B. Mr. Christopher Copeland has got 2 misdemeanor offenses against him stemming from a March 15th, 2025 incident. We're going to waive sounding of the offenses and the allegations. At the present time, we'll just name the victim and what is the recommendation with regards to bond.
And Your Honor, we did have an opportunity to speak with Miss, let's see, Collins and Samia Collins, and nothing I'm about to say is going to be problematic in regards to this charge. She did state this is about the third time they've worked together, but maybe the first or second time they've worked alone together. She did confirm the events in the warrant. She stated after this incident, she has not seen or spoken to the defendant, and she stated that the defendant quit after this incident. She also stated that she still works at that location, 80 Jesse Hill Drive Southeast for Grady, and she wants no contact with the defendant. She did state she will be here on Zoom, and we would like to sound for her. We do ask for a $5,000 surety bond, $2,500 per count. No further contact with Samia Collins. We're also asking for an SDET, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Stay away from Grady unless for medical treatment at 80 Jesse Hill Jr. Drive. We would like to sound for Miss Samia Collins at this time. That's all for the state.
Ms. Samia Collins, if you'd like to contribute to these proceedings, you need to unmute and start your video. Otherwise, you also have the right to not respond and say anything at the present time.
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Collins, did you want to say something?
Am I allowed to say something to the defendant?
No.
No, I just wanted to make sure that I'd be protected in terms of any type of safety retaliation concerns.
Okay, understood. Thank you. Please
Thank you.
Mute your screen.
So, Your Honor, we would also add not only no further contact, but stay away from her workplace. We'd also ask stay away from her residence, wherever that is.
Okay. Mr. Marsden?
Judge, this is a first offense. He's got a clean record. We ask that you consider giving him an OR bond.
Okay. On count one is going to be a 2,500 surety bond. On count two is going to be a 2,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 2. This is a total of a $5,000 split bond. No further contact with Samia Collins. To stay 200 yards away from Miss Collins, wherever she is physically located, her home, her work, whether she's grocery shopping or just walking around in public, he needs to stay 200 yards away from her. He's not allowed to contact her in any way, form, or manner, including in person, mail, email, phone, and social media, and third parties. He's also required to stay away from the Grady Hospital system at Jesse Hill Drive unless he's seeking emergency treatment or he has a verifiable appointment with a healthcare provider. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and no firearms. And his next court date presently is going to be August 21st, unless he bonds out. If he is released on a bond, make sure that you maintain a current address with the courts at all times. And Mr. Copelan, you'll be required to report to pretrial services twice a month. If you get arrested again, or if you're found to violate the conditions of your bond, especially the no contact and the stay away, you could jeopardize your entire bond and be back in jail. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. That completes my business. May I be excused?
Yes, Mr. Marsden, thank you.
Great. Have a good weekend.
You too. Next case, please.
Number 15 is Harden.
This is Jessica Anita Harden, accused of theft by deception and criminal attempt to commit a misdemeanor from May 10th of this year, case number 25 CR 4562Y. Ms. Harden, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney will be,
First arrest.
all right, thank you. Maybe I'm missing it on a different screen. Who will be representing Miss Harden? Mr. McLean or
It's supposed to be PD Korea, but I don't see her on here. Let me reach out to her to make sure she's getting on the Zoom.
okay. Deputy, let's hold on Miss Harden until Attorney Correa shows up. Just as a note, if you are a family member or an alleged victim or a witness in a particular case, please mute your screen and switch your video off. You can come back on Zoom when you are when we are addressing your case. Courtroom 2, who do we have?
Number 23, Miller.
This is State versus Livia Nicole Miller, accused of battery, family violence, simple.
I apologize, Your Honor. This is also her case as well. G through M is Miss Korea's cases.
G through M. All right, Deputy. Anyone but
We can
individuals
do,
names. Yeah.
we can do number 20, Mr. Levette, he's complete.
Right. Do I have conflict counsel on Miss McLeod's present? Okay. Lyndon Levette is accused of 1 count of battery, 1 count of simple battery, and 2 counts of criminal trespass. His accusation number is 25 CR 4559F. Incident date appears to be August 10th of this year. August 10th of 2023. Mr. Levette, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Miss Maureen McLeod. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
14. He been in custody since June on some FS charges, felony charges. On probation, that by taken. It's 23 SC 189-523. I just stopped there.
And Miss Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. And the felony case he's currently in custody on with no bond is 25 PI 004883. As you correctly assessed, this case was close to the 2-year mark when they pulled this warrant. And it involved the defendant breaking into Miss LaKendra Graham's home. That's at 929 Trestle Tree Court in Atlanta, and striking her and striking a family member in the head. It wasn't actually Miss Graham who was struck. It was Miss Jana Rainey. So the defendant and some other individuals came into the house through a window and started fighting with them, the family members inside of the home, and that's how Miss Rainey was struck. We did speak with the victim, and she stated she had received a call from her children that the defendant's stepdaughter had a group of girls trying to fight them at the bus stop. She stated she went to the bus stop to get the kids, and when they returned to the home, a crowd of people were banging on her door, yelling for them to come outside. She stated the police were called and the crowd of people left, and then once the people left, the defendants returned back, broke her window, and entered the home and attacked her and her children. She stated that she and her children were not injured during the incident, and the defendant still lives in the same apartment complex as her. She did state, Miss Graham did state she wants a no contact and to stay away, and she will be here on the Zoom. We would like to sound for Miss Graham at this time as she is here and would like to speak. Given the fact the defendant is here on no bond and it is a close to a 2-year-old case, we are agreeable to a $1,500 surety bond, $1,000 on the battery, $500 on the criminal trespass. Stay away from Miss Graham's residence, which is letter D apartment. And no further contact with Miss Jana Rainey or Miss Graham. We're also asking for no alcohol, drugs, or weapons at this time. And LaKendra Graham is the other victim. And we would like to sound for Miss LaKendra Graham. That's all for the state. And I do just want to point out, because I know this becomes a point of contention at some point, but given the defendant is already in custody on a no bond status, if he is given a signature bond through the jail, that would mean that whatever credit for time he would serve sitting in the jail on that felony would also not be applied to his misdemeanor charges if it's a signature bond through the jail. Just wanted to make sure everybody remembers that because it comes up later on at SAP.
Okay. Ms. McLeod?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This case is, as the state pointed out, really old. My client was unable to help me even to talk about what happened because he was unaware of what he was actually being charged with. And also, I have not received a copy of the warrant. So I was sort of at sea as to what the charge was. So essentially, we just talked about the fact that he was sitting in jail. He tells me that normally he's employed, gainfully employed, as a matter of fact. He anticipates that he will be able to get his job back if he gets out. Given how old the case is, Your Honor, I would ask a small cash bond for him, say maybe $25, so that he can get out of jail. As the state said, he's being held right now on a no bond status. That is what I would ask for, Your Honor. And also, I don't think no further contact or any of that is necessary. According to what the state said, they still live in the same complex. There's been no further issues between them since approximately almost 2 years ago. So it appears that it's sort of a non-issue at this point in time. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. On each count, it's going to be 250. This is a $1,000 surety bond. No further violent contact with Ania Rainey and Miss Graham. He's not to be within 10 yards of apartment D at 929 Trestle Tree Court. So if he lives beyond 10 yards, that's good, but he cannot be within 10 yards. If you don't know what 10 yards is, go to a football field and measure it. But you can't be within 10 yards of that location. And no violent contact. That means no physical and no verbal altercations with Miss Rainey and Miss Graham. His next court date is going to be August 21st. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. And the court notes that he is currently in a no bond status with regards to 25 PI 4883. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
1,000 total. Position 14, Griffin.
Kashoy Griffin is accused of forgery in the 4th degree and deposit account fraud, bad checks, no more than $1,499 from April 4th of last year. Case number 25 CR 4563C. Mr. Griffin, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Mr. McLean. Is it Mr. McLean? Ms. McLeod? Ms. McLeod. Okay. All right.
First.
All right. Thank you. And Ms.
Yes, Your Honor. Before we start that, I was muted and didn't realize that I was. Just wanted to put on the record that the victim in the Levette case did ask for no further contact, not no further violent contact. So I would like my objection noted on the record.
Noted. Thank you.
Thank you. As far as this case, Your Honor, as this is her first offense, it looks like she was, long story short, check kiting.
It's a gentleman.
It's a gentleman.
Oh, sorry.
That's
That he, apologies, was check kiting. We are agreeable to wait, this is Kashoy Griffin?
Kashoy Griffin, yes. Position number 14.
Okay. My apologies. It said multiple times a different gender in the warrant. Okay, so the state would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services, no further contact with the co-defendant in this case, Ariana Allen. And we are also asking for no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and that's all for the state.
Any objections, Ms. McLeod?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right. On each count is $1,000. This is a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. To stay away from the Atlanta Integrative and Internal Medicine Shop and to have no contact with Ariana Allen. Would that be a problem?
No, Your Honor. I believe she's just an acquaintance, or she's not anyone significant in his life, and they don't live together.
Okay. And no illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and he'll need to report to pretrial once a month until further order of the court. If he gets arrested again, he will jeopardize this bond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Number 21, Marshall.
Is Miss Correa here now?
That's my client, Your Honor.
Also, Ms. McLeod? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is Jeremy Marshall, accused of battery, family violence, 2 counts of simple battery and misdemeanor possession of marijuana from August 5th of this year, case 25 CR 4544J. Mr. Marshall has been advised of his rights and his attorney is Ms. McLeod. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
3rd, 2025 fade to appear. 2025 suspended license NOLO.
Mr. Scirocco? Yes, sir.
That's mine, Judge. Yes, good afternoon. So we have spoken with the victim here. He confirmed, and this is Mr. Derek Heichel. He confirmed that he and the defendant are brothers. They don't live together. The incident location is his residence, the victim's, and the defendant does not live there. He confirmed the events in the warrant with respect to the grabbing of the neck and the application of pressure. He actually went into that a bit more. He confirmed he was not able to breathe, but he did not feel like he was going to pass out. He rated the defendant's grip a 9 out of 10, and that the defendant had his hands around his neck for a whole minute. He had to pry the hands off of his neck and stated this is not the first time the defendant's been violent towards him and not the first time police have been called. He stated he does not want
Just 1 second, Mr. Scirocco. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
No
Mr.
worries.
Derek Heichel, if you wish to speak to the court, you need to get out of bed and go put on a shirt.
Yes, ma'am.
Put him in the, okay.
I don't.
Stop his video and mute his screen until he's prepared for court. Thank you. Sorry about that, Mr. Scirocco. You were saying?
No problem at all, Judge.
Are you planning to address this with the DA's office?
We are looking into a felony transfer for aggravated assault strangulation for this case. And
So what's your bond at the present time?
the state's recommendation is a $5,000 surety, $5,000 on the battery family violence, and on the $750 for each simple battery family violence and $500 for the marijuana charge. 2-day anger awareness, ADET. Oh, excuse me. Scratch that. I had FFIP right above that. I meant FFIP for this. ADET, given the mention of intoxication here of the defendant. No further contact with Derek Heichel. Stay away from the apartment complex at 1856 Wells Drive, Southwest Atlanta. And no drugs, weapons, or alcohol. This is consistent with what the victim was telling us that he wanted, which was no further contact and a stay away from the residence. We would ask that, once he is ready, Zoom ready, court ready, that the court sound for him.
I think the warrant indicated that both were highly intoxicated.
That is correct, Your Honor. I was about to say that.
Well, I didn't mean to put words into your mouth, Ms. McLeod, but what's your bond recommendation?
Well, Your Honor, because I heard that he had a recent FTA, I presume he may not be qualified for a signature bond, which is what I would have asked for. But I would ask the court to consider a slowest bond as possible. This is a situation where my client tells me that his brother came to get him. He has his own place. They do not live together. His brother, they went over to the house, and both of them apparently were drunk or close to it, and they got into an argument. It wasn't just a situation where my client just went off and got violent. They got into an argument which turned physical. So I think my client may have been the one arrested because Mr. Heichel may have looked more beaten up. But my client denies that he was the aggressor in the case. And as I said, they're brothers and they don't live together at all. And obviously they must have had a pretty decent relationship for Mr. Heichel to come to my client's house to take him over to his house to hang out. So I would like the court to take all of that into consideration on my client's very limited record. He only is a traffic-related matter. And if you can't get a signature bond, as low a bond as possible. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Derek Heichel, if you'd like to contribute to the proceeding, this is the time that you start your video. Did you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then sit down and stop moving around. Sit down and stop moving around. Thank you. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right. Would you like to have contact with your brother?
Like I said, I wouldn't mind the contact. I don't want any violent contact with him at all, period. Um,
Okay. And
I
would you like him to come visit you at your home?
I do not want him at my house
Okay.
anymore. Once again, my dog is dead behind this whole thing. My dog got killed by the police, got ran over while he was
All
getting
right.
arrested.
So in the
So it's
process
over.
of dealing with your brother, we're going to make a bond such that he would be required to stay away from your home. Okay?
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And
Please proceed.
Judge, I just want to reiterate, he did say no further contact when we had spoken with him earlier. Miss Cheney, she will be back online shortly.
Well, apparently he's had a change of heart, considering it's his brother. Siblings do argue from time to time, and they sometimes fight.
All right. Thank you so much. On the battery family violence, that's going to be 1,000. On the remaining charges is going to be for the simple batteries 250 and 250, and the marijuana is 50. His total bond is going to be 1,550. It's a surety bond. His next court date is August 21st. Mr. Marshall, at the present time, your total bond is 1,550. You can go through a bonding company, or you can pay for it out of your own pocket. Bonding companies typically charge between 10 to 15% of the total bond amount. Presently, you shall have no further violent contact with Derek Heichel. You are to stay away from the 1856 Wells Drive in Southwest Atlanta. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. And if you get arrested again, you might end up losing this entire bond. I just want to keep you on notice that the solicitor's office indicated that they are considering upgrading this charge to a felony. So please be sure that you report to court when summoned in order to find out what happens next in your case. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Ms. McLeod. Next case, please. Mr. Hackle, you are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Number 15, Miss Harden.
Miss Harden. Oh, well, was that Miss Correa's case?
Yes, I think she's on now. Well, I see her. Yeah, she's logged on. Oh, never mind. We can just go ahead, ACDC.
All right.
Good afternoon, Judge. I have position number 5, Ms. Brown.
All right. Good afternoon. And let's see. Jana Chevelle Brown is accused of battery and cruelty in the 3rd degree from a August 5th, 2025 incident. Her case number is 25 CR 4539C. Ms. Brown, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Tucker. Any priors?
4 total. 2022 theft by receiving conviction. 2022 drug not in original container. Theft by taking conditional discharge. And
Okay.
2018 trespass no.
No, okay, got it. Thank you. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. So we did have an opportunity to speak with the victim in this case, who is, my apologies, Mr. Lawrence Rogers. Mr. Rogers stated that the defendants, because there are actually 2, Miss Brown and then another one by the name of Cleisha, are the sisters of the mother of his child. He does not know the defendant, Miss Jana Brown. He stated that on August 3rd, he had his son at his home in Newton County, and the mother of his child, Miss Naquisha Scott, and her sister Cleisha came to the house and attacked him and his fiance. He then stated that the child's mother was arrested and is right now in jail in Newton County. and that Cleisha took his child home with her. According to Mr. Rogers, he said DFAX got involved, told him to go get his child. And when he went to get his child on the date of this incident on on August 5th of 2025, that is when this incident happened, where he was hit and struck by the family members, had swelling. He also said he had a black eye and blurry vision, and that they took his phone and he never received his phone back. He is saying he does not want any contact with the defendant, wants her to stay away from the residence at 130 Amberjack Trail in Covington, Georgia. He did state he will be here on Zoom, so we will sound for Mr. Lawrence Rogers, but we are asking for a SOB through pretrial level 2, no further contact with Mr. Lawrence Rogers, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and stay away from 130 Amberjack Trail in Covington, Georgia. We're also requesting 2 days of anger management. We would like to sound for Mr. Rogers at this time. That's all for the state.
Okay. Ms. Falk, was the original charge interference with custodial relations?
Your Honor, it was, but because there wasn't legitimation and there wasn't any kind of, at least the state at that point did not have any kind of legal order regarding visitation or legitimation, we did not feel that based on the statutory language, we could proceed on that charge.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Lawrence Rogers, if you're on Zoom and you want to address the court, you'll need to unmute and start your video. All right, Ms. Tucker, what's your response?
Yes, Your Honor, we have no objections to SOB through pretrial services. We do request that it be level 1. We do object to 2 days of anger management. Ms. Brown maintains that she did not have anything to do with this incident. She was simply at Ms. Mathis' residence when it occurred. As Ms. Falk described the entire incident, it really didn't have anything to do with Ms. Brown. She just happened to be present and she was breaking up a fight. She does not know Mr. Lawrence. She's never been to his address. So we have no issues with a stay away and no further contact, as she previously was staying away and had no contact. She is currently a student enrolled in college full-time, studying business and accounting. So we're just asking for a signature bond release at level 1.
The bond is going to be $1,000 on each count. It's a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. No further violent contact with Lawrence Rogers. Ms. Brown, if you have any physical or verbal altercations with Mr. Rogers, or if you get arrested again, you could end up having to pay your bond the next time. Presently, you don't have to pay, but you'll need to report to court when summoned. So make sure we have your address at all times. Thank you.
Judge, I'm sorry, I had to step away. Can you repeat the bond?
1,000 on each count, signature bond through the jail.
And Judge, you said no further violent contact or no?
Correct. No further violent contact.
And Your Honor, we'd object to that and reiterate our request for a stay away.
Understood. Thank you.
If there's no reason for them to have contact, there's no reason for them to have any contact.
I don't have a problem with the stay away. Does she live in that location? I think he was there to pick up or drop off the child, wasn't he?
Right. The stay away address we gave was the one in Covington.
Well, Miss Brown, you decide. If you want to have an altercation with Mr. Rogers, remember to bring $2,000 with you when you come back to jail. It's a very small sum. I'm sure it would be a drop in the bucket. All right. Thank you.
Next position 31, Mr. Rivers.
First.
Pharaoh Rivers is accused of 2 counts of battery family violence and 2 counts of simple battery family violence from August 7th, 2025, case number 25 CR 4554F. Mr. Rivers, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney is going to be Ms. McLeod. Is it right?
Yes, Your Honor, it's me. This is a dual arrest.
All right. And who's the other person?
It's Emily Carrasco Mejia. I don't believe we have her here today.
She's at ACDC.
ACDC?
I think so. We'll find out. Francois, is that Mahia?
No, Judge, who's the person you're looking
Yeah,
for?
she wasn't on the pull sheet, Judge.
Okay, all
That's
right.
fine.
Cross defendant is not present. That's okay, Francois. I got the wrong person. All right. So, first arrest, Mr. Scirocco, what's your recommendation?
Yes, so the state's recommendation for this case is a signature bond through pretrial. We are recommending AFib, no further contact with Emily Carrasco Mejia. We would defer to the court with respect to a stay away, given this being a duel, and ask, what defense thinks about that. And no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. That is going to be it for this state.
All right. Ms. McLeod, any objection with a stay away and or no contact?
Yes, Your Honor, I have objections to both. First of all, this is a situation where a couple were having an argument. There was a little bit of jealousy. They got into a little argument. It seemed like an equal thing. Neither of them called the police. Apparently, someone else called the police, maybe a neighbor, because they got a little loud. My client definitely wants to have contact, and he does believe that the cross defendant also feels the same way. So that is why I'm asking. This is also his apartment. His name is the one on the lease. But at the same time, he says she lives with him and he doesn't want her not to have any place to go. But this was his apartment before she moved in. But he has no problem with contact, Your Honor. I read the warrant and it just seems like she got a little jealous. They got into an argument. They were grabbing each other's phones. It wasn't like they were like attacking each other, punching each other in the face, strangling each other. They were trying to get each other's phones to look at text messages because they were just feeling a little jealous, I guess. So I don't think it's so bad that they have to have no further contact with each other.
And there were scratches and visible marks on both of them. And
They're
our
trying to grab
Ms.
the
McLeod, our
phone.
concern with this being
Yes.
the incident date being yesterday is there having not been a sufficient cooling off period, especially with the fact that this comes from a jealous incident, if that's the case.
Fingerprints on a windshield.
Yes. She thought maybe someone else was
It's an
sitting
interesting
there.
trigger. Yes.
So the state would reaffirm we are asking for no further contact.
I understand, Mr. Scirocco. Thank you. Yes, it's a very interesting incident that leads to what Miss McLeod calls a little bit of jealousy. So I've never seen a little bit of jealousy where one or both individuals end up in Rice Street Jail in handcuffs, being live streamed to the whole world that they're under arrest. This is not a little
and the neighbors
jealousy.
call. And the neighbors call.
This is not a little jealousy. This is a very, very serious matter. Extremely serious.
I understand, Your Honor. They're kind of young.
Who allegedly do not know how to do not have a plateau on their emotional upheavals. And no one has a right to each other's telephones.
I understand, Your Honor. They're a bit young, though. He's like 22 or 23. They're young.
He is a dumb 22 or 23, just as much as his partner is, okay? Yes, this is what I get to do. I get to read this and I get to call out what I see.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right.
But I would ask the court to give them some grace, given that they're very young. Sometimes it takes a little bit of age and maturity for people to understand how to control their emotions and how to behave. But based on my discussions with my client, he honestly, wants contact with her. He truly regrets the situation that happened.
I appreciate that, Ms. McLeod. On count 1 and count 2 is going to be 1,000 each. On count 3 and count 4 is going to be 500 each. This is going to be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. He's to have no further violent contact with Emily Carrasco Mejia. He can return to live with her if he chooses to do so, though I question that judgment call. And within 30 days of being released, he will enroll in what we call a domestic violence intervention program. This is a series of 24 classes. He will need to enroll and attend and complete all classes at his expense without missing or skipping any classes. If he wants to have contact with Miss Mahia and he wishes to live with her, I think it will be very beneficial for both of them to take those classes, hold hands together, walk into the classrooms, and understand what's going on in all 24 sessions. All right. His next court date will be sent to his current address. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons and firearms. He will be subject to random screens. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Your Honor, that concludes my business before the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next, Judge, I have position number 22, McPherson.
22. Ms. Correa, are you with us?
Yes, Judge. I'm sorry, I was interviewing some of the stragglers earlier. I'm prepared.
Stragglers, clients. Okay. Ania McFersonen is accused of theft by shoplifting from August 4th, 2025, case number 25CR4551E. Ms. McFersonen, you were advised of your rights, and your attorney is Ms. Correa. Do you see her on the screen? Okay. And Mr. Howard, any priors?
For adult arrest on probation for shoplifting. 24 CR 009599.
Thank you. Mr. Scaraca?
Yes, Judge. Is that, could I confirm with pretrial, is that that's Fulton that you saw there, that,
That other case?
Yeah.
I believe so. 24th.
Well, I
I'm
would just
assuming.
add,
They didn't put a letter on here though, but
yeah, there's a conviction out of Cobb County as well, from this year, for the same theft by shoplifting, older arrest for theft by shoplifting, and there's a 25 SC open theft by shoplifting from
man,
February 7th. Arrested along with two other women for taking roughly $1,300 worth of perfume from Macy's, which is not entirely dissimilar to this with the involvement of the other offenders here.
Okay.
The state's recommendation, given the history and the risk of reoffense, is $1,000 surety. No further contact with Jana Gordon, who's the other shoplifter that was identified here, that she identified to police. Stay away from TJ Maxx at 1801 Howell Mill Road, Northwest in Atlanta, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Okay. Miss Correa?
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Tucker does have good ties to her community. The address listed in Odyssey is a good address for her. I'll need to submit an update just because it's missing the apartment number, but that is where she resides with her 2-year-old and her 4-year-old, as well as her mother and her sister. We are asking Your Honor to consider setting a UJR or a significantly low bond, given that Ms. Tucker is relying on DoorDash and other types of gig economy employment in order to keep a roof over her family's head.
3394. Okay. On the theft by shoplifting, Miss McPherson has the open felony case, and I believe she's I don't know what her bond is in that case. And then, of course, the Cobb County matter, and now this one. So the bond is going to be set at $1,000 as recommended by the state. It's a surety bond. No further, excuse me, stay away from, was it the Macy's or TJ Maxx? TJ Maxx, right?
That's right, Judge.
She's to stay away from the TJ Maxx store in question and to stay away from all TJ Maxx stores in Fulton County, Georgia. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and stay away from, well, there wasn't a co-defendant in this case. It was a felony case.
Right, that would be, so we don't have the co-defendant on, at least as far as I'm aware, before us, but the name is Jana Gordon. She identified her.
All right, so stay away from Jana Gordon. All right, Miss McPherson, if you get arrested again for any other matter, I will seriously consider revoking this bond. This is one too many shoplifting cases open presently. So if you decide that you'd like to stay at the jail, please let me know and I'll put you in a no bond status. I thought not. Okay. Next court date is going to be August 21st.
Position number 15.
Judge, that was 1,000 surety, correct?
Correct. Stay away from all TJ Maxx stores and Jana Gordon. Miss Harden, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
First.
Okay. Jessica Harden is accused of theft by deception and criminal attempt to commit a misdemeanor. Case 25 CR 4562Y. Miss Correa is her counsel. Any first arrest, Mr. Scaraco?
Miss Falk, Your Honor.
Oh,
on
Miss
this
Falk,
one.
excuse me. Yes.
Not a problem. Your Honor, I know you read the warrant. I do just want to let the court know that the Jacobs Ladder Group is a school for neurodivergent children. So essentially what she was doing by having this fake fundraiser was stealing from neurodivergent kids. She did receive $20 as a result of this. She was slated to obviously receive much more because she was going to receive 20% of the proceeds. We do ask for, although it is her first offense, so we are aware of that. We are agreeable to a signature bond through pretrial services. Stay away from the Jacobs Ladder Group. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. I am not sure if she worked at that Outback and that's why she was there passing out flyers, or if she actually just was going there. But if she actually works there, we're not going to ask for a stay away. If she was just there running a scam, we are going to ask for a stay away from Outback Restaurant at the location, and I can get the location address for you.
The 655 Crossville Road?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And so that's all for the state.
And that was a signature bond, right?
Yes, we are agreeable to a signature bond on this. I did forget, we are going to ask for an anti-theft course as part of her pretrial services signature bond, if the court grants it.
Miss Correa, is going to be $1,500 on each count. That's a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services. Level 2. No, to stay away from the business identified as the Jacobs Ladder Group and have no contact with them. She may return to her place of employment if she's still employed there. Otherwise, she'll need to stay away from the Outback Restaurant at 655 Crossville Road. She will report to pretrial services twice a month. And if she gets arrested again for anything else, or she doesn't report to court, her $3,000 signature bond will be surrendered. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. Miss Harden, normally we don't do this, but in your case, please do not engage in any nonprofit charitable drives until this case is over. Thank you.
Position number 25, Alyia Mullen.
What number?
24.
Position number, were you able to hear me? I guess. Position number 25, Alyia Mullen.
I'm sorry, 25. 24 was reset. Alyia Mullen is accused of simple battery family violence from August 6, 2025, case 25 CR 4535C. Ms. Mullen, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney is Ms. Correa. Any priors?
I got second. 2013 financial transaction card theft, criminal use of an article with alter ID mark, given false name.
Takes it.
That's it.
Okay, Mr. Scaraco?
Thank you. And that case, that arrest for that previous case, that was a null pros. The state's recommendation here is a signature bond through pretrial services. Given the history, however, we are asking for FFIP. Given what was recorded here on video as well, we are asking for MHET with the threat to herself. No further contact with Jalen Brown. We have not spoken with Jalen Burton. We've not spoken with Mr. Burton yet, but out of an abundance of caution, we are going to be seeking no further contact here. This was just August 6th, this incident here. So that's why. And then also stay away from 1173 Sim Street, Southwest Atlanta. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And we would sound for Mr. Burton at this time if he is online and wishes to speak.
Mr. Burton or Mr. Brown?
I believe it's Mr. Burton, if I'm not mistaken.
Jalen Burton, excuse me. Okay. Jalen Burton, if you are present and like to speak, please unmute and start your video. All right, Ms. Correa, any comment about the no contact and stay away?
Your Honor, I would just ask that it be no further violent contact. The residence in question is Miss Mullen's residence, and she does not have, that's where she resides with her 3 children. The children are not in common with Mr. Burton, so that is not a concern. But what is a concern is her possibly becoming homeless or houseless, which I don't think would make matters necessarily better. My understanding is she was also evaluated by Grady. So as far as the MHEC goes, I think that may have already occurred based off my reading of the warrant, but we would otherwise have no objection to the UJR. We would just ask that it be no further violent contact.
If that has already occurred, we would ask to continue on any recommended treatment or medication.
Okay.
And the connection between them was the living together at that location
6
for
months.
over 6 months.
Correct. Okay.
Mhm.
And okay. So it's a 2,500 signature bond through pretrial services, level 2. Within 10 days of being released, Miss Mullen is going to seek evaluation for any behavioral issues. So this is going to be a behavioral health evaluation and submit herself to any treatment that's required. Or if she's currently seeking any MH or therapy treatment, then she should comply and continue with that treatment. So she'll be reporting to pretrial twice a month. She can return to the Sim Street location. She's to have no further violent contact with Mr. Jalen Burton. If she doesn't want Mr. Burton to continue living at that location, she can either ask him politely to leave, or she can file a dispossessory action to have him removed from the premises because he's been living there for more than 30 days. So he's technically a tenant who must be evicted in order to have him removed. Within 30 days also, she will enroll in a domestic violence intervention program and complete all 24 classes at her expense. If the expense is too much, she should ask her pretrial officer to petition the court to see if a modification is allowed. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons at all. Her next court date will be sent to the Sim Street location. So within 10 days to submit to a behavioral health or mental health evaluation and submit to all treatment. If Jalen Burton, if you're on iPhone, you need to start your video and unmute. Otherwise, you're free to go. Nope? Okay, thank you.
Number 23, Miller.
Livia Miller is accused of battery family violence and 2 counts of simple battery family violence, case 25 CR 4564G. Ms. Miller, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney is going to be Ms. Correa. Any priors?
11. 2013 driving without a valid license. And before that was like 1993 trespass.
Thank you. Mr. Scirocco?
Yes, Judge, and I will add there's some older violence, but it appears to have been either dismissed or acquittal. We have spoken with the victim in this case, Miss Brianna Miller. She confirmed, so the defendant is her grandfather's ex-wife, and the incident location was her residence, but her uncle, through whatever arrangement, one reason or another, owns the property now. And it's her uncle who allowed the defendant to live at the residence. She confirmed the events in the warrant, and that's with the defendant strangling her and pushing her. She went into that with respect to the grabbing around the neck and strangling her. She said the defendant grabbed her by the neck with both hands, applied pressure, rated that grip of the defendant's to be an 8. She had difficulty breathing and felt like she was about to pass out. And when that happened, the defendant loosened her grip. So we are requesting a transfer for aggravated assault, strangulation, upgrade for that as well, and are in the process of seeking that. She stated the defendant was also threatening to kill her if she did not leave. She has not been back to the residence since this incident, but she wants to return. I believe this is out of fear. This incident took place on July 2nd. So there has been a gap between the incident date and where we are today. She wants to be able to return to the residence. She does not want contact with the defendant. So with the threats, the strangulation for which we're seeking an upgrade, and the lethality factors associated with that and family violence, we are seeking a $5,000 total surety on account of the victim's safety here. $3,000 on the battery family violence, $1,000 for each simple battery family violence, for the defendant to enroll in a complete FFIB, have no further contact with Brianna Miller. We're asking for a stay away from that incident location, the 2767 Harrington Place, Southwest Atlanta. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and we would sound for Miss Miller at this time.
Brianna Miller, I do see a B Miller. If you'd like to address the court, okay. And Miss Miller, did you want to say something?
He really covered everything that I had to say.
Great. Oh, okay. That sounds good then. Okay. Oh, by the way, where's your spouse?
I'm not married.
Aren't you the uncle's ex-wife?
No, Your Honor, that would be, I understand that the family dynamic is challenging, but Miss Miller is the ex-wife.
Brianna Miller is the ex-wife.
No, Livia Miller.
Livia Miller is the ex-wife. And what's your relationship to the uncle, Miss Brianna Miller?
So Livia is actually my grandfather's ex-wife, and my uncle that owns the property is her brother.
Okay, thank you. All right, Miss Correa?
Yes, Your Honor. My understanding of the situation is that Miss Miller is the lawful primary resident of this address, and that not necessarily to get all into it, but that she had allowed Miss Brianna Miller to reside there for a few days while she got back on her feet. But when Miss Livia Miller returned home, she came home in the midst of an unlawful eviction, and that's what gave rise to this. As you heard from pretrial, she has very limited and remote criminal history. She is 69 years old and works as a home health aide for a Miss Mabel Johnson. We would be asking for a UJR in this case, given the remoteness of her other criminal history. And at 69 years old, incarceration is certainly not where she should be.
On the battery family violence, it's going to be $1,500. Simple battery is going to be $500 each. This is going to be a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. No further contact with Brianna Miller. She needs to stay away from 2767 Harrington Place in Southwest Atlanta. And she'll need to update the court with her new address within 30 days of being released on the signature bond. She can file the appropriate dispossessory action to have Miss Brianna Miller removed from the property. And then after Brianna Miller is evicted, then Miss Livia Miller can return to the property. Next court date, her next court date will be delivered to whichever address she provides us, because it cannot be the Harrington location at the present time. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. Miss Livia Miller, you're also on notice that based on the allegations of the warrant, the prosecutor is considering upgrading your charge to a felony. Thank you.
Next, Judge, I have position number 32, Santa Bria.
Santa Bria.
What position did she say?
22.
What number?
32.
32.
Santa Bria.
3, 2.
Santa Bria. All right.
This is my case. Before we proceed, can someone confirm that they can hear me all right?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
Loud and clear. Okay. Crystal Lee Sanabria is case 25 CR 4555B. She's accused of criminal trespass and simple battery from August 6th. Ms. Sanabria, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Tucker or Mr. McLean?
McLean.
Okay, Mr. McLean.
There we go. There's that button. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. 15 total. 2025, giving false name, shoplifting out of Cobb. 2023, shoplifting, riot in penal institution. Simple battery conviction. 2023, shoplifting conviction. 22, simple battery conviction. 22, giving false name conviction. 2021, giving false name trespass conviction.
Thank you.
Oh, one more. I'm sorry. 2021, trespass, possession of drug-related objects conviction. My bad.
That's okay. Mr. Scirocco? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. So I also saw a simple battery conviction, 2023 out of Cobb, and a riot in a penal institution and
Mentioned.
simple battery conviction out of.
That was mentioned, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. It cut out for a second. We have spoken with the victim. He has stated he doesn't know the defendant, at least not beyond that night they had sexual intercourse, he reported, but he never promised the defendant anything. He tells us that, and also that he does not want contact with the defendant and wants her to stay away from his residence. I don't believe he's on the Zoom, but we would ask that the court sound for Mr. Shedrick Battle when appropriate. The bond is currently set at a $6,000 total surety. State will be fine with a reduction to $1,500 total surety. With that being on account of the prior simple battery convictions here. 500 surety for the criminal trespass and a 1,000 for the simple battery. No further contact with Mr. Shedrick Battle. Stay away from the apartment complex at 3040 Semmes Street, SEMMES Street in East Point, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Shedrick Battle? I'll be surprised if you show up, but you're more than welcome to contribute. All right, Mr. McLean. Well, yes, sir.
Your Honor, she has a GED, so she's got the equivalent of the high school education. She earned that. She had a little pause, but made the effort. She's been in Georgia over 3 years, so she's local. She has an address on Lorene in Marietta. Her jobs in the last 5 years have included retail work and cleaning crew work. We would ask the court to consider a signature bond, but if that is not possible, we would ask the court for a $1,000 surety.
On each count is 500. This is a $1,000 surety bond. No further contact with Shedrick Battle, and stay away from 3040 Semmes Street in East Point in Fulton County. And if she is working for retail and for a cleaning service, those are the only 2 jobs she should stick to and nothing else. Next court date is August 21st.
Thank you.
Number 6.
Number 6. All right. Christopher Caparel. Is it Caparel? Mr. Okay. Mr. Caparel's got 3 misdemeanor charges, case number 25 CR 4540A. The 3 charges are simple battery against a person who is above the age of 65 or pregnant. It cannot be and or. That'll be a miracle. But in the meantime, these are the 3 charges. Mr. Caparel has been advised of his rights, and Ms. Tucker is your counsel. Any priors?
7.
Seven. Okay.
7, yeah. Henry County had a simple assault obstruction that was dismissed. 2016 simple battery hindering 911 call dismissed. That's it.
Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened back on 2 days ago on August 6, 2025. Defendant grabbed Bobby Jones by her wrists, pulled her towards him, and then shoved her into a wall. She did have some small abrasions from the impact on those surfaces. Miss Jones is 69 years of age at this time, and they do live in separate sections of a rooming house. As you've heard, the defendant does have some previous arrests for simple battery. We are asking on this case, we did have an opportunity to speak with Miss Bobby Jones, and she did state to us that the victim stated that they lived together at that incident location, which is in fact a rooming house, and that he had stolen her he thought she stole his tobacco and was trying to take the tobacco out of her hand. Miss Jones stated that the defendant threw her to the ground. She is in fear of him, wants him to stay away from the location. He will need a one-time law enforcement escort to retrieve his belongings. She did state she was going to be unable to attend Zoom today. We are asking for a signature bond through pretrial services, level 2. Stay away from 950 Neal Street Northwest in Atlanta. No further contact with Bobby Jones. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and we are asking for 3 days of anger awareness. That's all for the state. We would like, well, Ms. Jones did state she would not be present, so we do not need to sound for her.
Ms. Tucker, any objection with the stay away and no contact?
No objections. We would just like to reiterate that he would need a police escort because he does still have property at the location as he was residing there.
All right. This person called Adrian. Are you Bobby Jones? Switch your video off then. On count 1 is going to be 1,000. Count 2 is 500. Count 3 is 500. Total bond is going to be 2,000. Signature bond through pretrial services. And Mr. Caparel, within 30 days, you need to provide pretrial with a valid mailing address and or residential address, because it cannot be the Neal Street location. But in the meantime, you are to have no contact with Bobby Jones. You have to stay away from 915 Neal Street in Atlanta, Georgia. You're allowed a one-time visit to that rooming house with a police officer, so you may retrieve your belongings. That visit cannot exceed 1 hour. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. Thank you.
What level?
Level 2.
And did you order anger awareness, Your Honor?
Oh, yeah, sorry. And he's going to have to do 1 anger awareness class with pretrial. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Number 26, Sandra Mullen.
This one. Ms. Mullins is Sandra Michelle Mullins, accused of terroristic threats and criminal trespass. Her accusations 25 CR 4553B. Ms. Mullins, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Correa. Any priors, please?
Third, an open 2024 case out of Alabama. A damage of property, criminal mischief. 2009 shoplifting, and there was no address listed.
All right.
Mr. Howard, what was that state for? The 2009? That wasn't Georgia, was it? That was out of state.
Alabama.
Alabama as well. Yeah. Judge, the state's recommendation here, it looks like hasn't been living in Georgia very long, with that latest arrest in Alabama being in 2024. State's recommendation is going to be $1,000 surety, given the lack of social ties here. 500 for each count. 2-day anger awareness. Stay away from the Jamestown West Side complex at Howell Mill Road in Atlanta. Excuse me, that is 1170 Howell Mill Road. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And we would defer to the court and to defense with respect to whether a social worker visit might be appropriate here.
Ms. Correa?
We will be having a social worker reach out to Miss Mullins to discuss her options.
All right. Her bond is going to be 500 on each count. That's $1,000 surety. Next court date is August 21st. To stay away from 1170 Howell Mill Road in Atlanta, Georgia. If she does make bond, she's required to provide the court with a written mailing address within 30 days of being released. No illegal drugs, alcohol, and weapons.
Number 10, Friday.
Ryan Friday is accused of harassing communications and stalking. And those two charges from May 23rd, 2025. Case 25 CR 4542C. Mr. Friday, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be Miss, is it Miss Tucker? Yeah. Any priors?
Second. Open case death by taking. Criminal damage to property, 2nd degree. Trespass, 25 PI 004620.
Miss
That's
Falk?
it.
Yes, Your Honor. That previous case, the 25 PI case, happened on May 30th of 2025. The defendant did receive I just wanted to let the court know the bond that's already in place regarding this defendant on that case. He received a UJR through the jail and had a no further contact with Andrea Porto and Bird Spikies. No contact with the victim of any kind, directly or indirectly, and no weapons of any kind. In this case, Your Honor, as I'm sure you have already read, this incident happened with Miss Barrett Donner, and she stated that he is her neighbor and he had become increasingly more erratic, sending multiple text messages on May 23rd of 2025, as well as going to her residence earlier in 2025, which led her to believe there were some MH issues here. I did have an opportunity, our office did have an opportunity to speak with her. She stated that they are neighbors. They exchanged numbers as neighbors, and then he began to text her random things that did not seem real. He then began accusing her of being a special agent. She stated the defendant's behavior has been escalating, and one of the neighbors' canopies was set on fire by him, which is the criminal damage case. She stated the last communication she had with him was on June 1st. She is in fear of him, wants no further contact, and wants him to stay away from her residence at Bonnie Bray Avenue in Atlanta. She does believe this is an MH issue. I would be inclined to agree. We are asking for a $5,000 surety bond. No further contact with our victim, and her full name is Miss Barrett Donner, Barrett, Donner, Donner. Stay away from 765 Bonnie Bray Avenue, Southwest in Atlanta. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. We will ask for an MHET, or in lieu of that, a social worker visit for an MHET. We would like to sound at this time for Miss Donner. That's all for the state. And I did neglect to add, at one point, Miss Donner was so concerned for her safety, she left her residence and left the state. So obviously she is taking this very seriously, and I ask that we do the same.
All right, Ms. Donner, Barrett Donner, if you'd like to say something, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
And how close are the two properties?
I would say Ryan's home is on the other side of the street at the bottom, and mine is at the top of the street. So I can usually see his car, but we are not direct neighbors.
Okay. And what else would you like to tell me in terms of contact with this individual?
Yes, I would just like to say that, my case is not isolated. This has been something that our neighborhood and our street has been dealing with for the past 6 months. Our neighborhood now has an Adair Park safety chairman who's dedicated to tracking these occurrences with Ryan, a Facebook page, and our neighborhood president has also met with the APD to seek assistance.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but is
Yes.
725 Pierce Street Is that a location in that neighborhood?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's the name of this neighborhood or complex or subdivision?
It's called Adair Park.
Adair?
Yes, ma'am.
What street is that off? What's the main street that's outside before you enter the complex?
Is it Metropolitan? I'm not exactly sure. It's kind of like an island in
Your
the
Honor.
southwest of Georgia, of Atlanta.
Yes, Ms. Paul?
Oh, no,
Oh,
Your Honor, just to
it
add
wasn't me.
context, so Adair Park, it's not like a subdivision, it's like a neighborhood as in like a certain zip code that has
Almost
just
like Grant Park.
Like Grant Park, yeah.
exactly. But
Yeah.
the main drag there would be Metropolitan.
Okay.
And Your Honor, to give some context is where the Pierce Street address is, it is directly behind Mr. Friday's residence. So the previous incident was a neighbor who lived behind him.
All right.
And I guess I would be on the other side.
Yeah.
Of the
Okay.
same street that he lives on.
Thank you very much, Ms. Donner. I appreciate it. Thank you. You may mute your screen. Ms. Correa, anything else to add?
Oh, no, I was just adding context because I'm just familiar with that part of town.
Okay. Any comment about the bond by
Oh,
recommendation?
this is my case though, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Falk, yes. What's your recommendation for bond?
So we are requesting, the current bond amount is set at $1,000 surety bond.
Mhm.
So we're requesting, the lowest bond that the court will allow due to Mr. Friday's limited criminal history. He does not have any failure to appears. He was able to give me a residential address that he's maintained the last 2 years. I have no reason to believe that he wouldn't reappear for court. He has no objections to a stay away as well as no further contact with Ms. Donner.
Okay, and is his address the Bonnie Bray Avenue?
Yes, it's 724 Bonnie Bay Avenue.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor.
No, 1 minute, Ms. Donner. On the harassing communications, that's going to be 2,500. On the stalking, that's going to be 3,500. This is going to be a $6,000 surety bond. No further contact with Barrett Donner, and to stay away from the incident location, which would be Miss Donner's residence. Which means technically speaking then, if your house is within 200 yards of Miss Donner's house, that's the length of 2 football fields, you would have to vacate that entire complex and move somewhere else until this case has been resolved. You are not to communicate with Miss Donner by phone, mail, email, in person, through social media, or through any other means. And you're not even to discuss her on social media. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and he'll be required to have a social worker visit. And would you like me to reset it to a 11 a.m. calendar, Ms. Tucker?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. It's going to be reset to the 11 a.m. calendar next Thursday. Is that going to be August 14th, Ms. Lewis?
No, it's still continued on August the 21st, Judge.
Okay. August 21st at 11 a.m. Mr. Friday, presently you have a $6,000 surety bond, and most likely you would have to move out of your house. You're allowed to visit your house 1 time only with a police officer to retrieve your belongings, but you cannot return to that location until further order of the court. Given that this is your second case involving allegedly involving your neighbors, there is great concern with regards to your conduct within that neighborhood. Thank you.
Judge, I have a quick announcement for position number 13, Ms. Brandy. She's going to be a medical reset. She was sent to Brady.
Okay, so it should be reset to tomorrow before Judge Williams, 8-9C calendar. Okay. Thank you, Francois. Do you have another case?
No, that's it. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Francois. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay. Courtroom 2, who do we have?
28, Parker.
28. Okay. Michael Joseph Parker is accused of criminal trespass causing damage to property and criminal trespass. Case 25 CR 4538Y. Incident date appears to be August 5th of this year. Mr. Parker, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be Mr. McLean. Any priors?
Your Honor, that's correct. I also chatted when I got hold of his folks through the telephone. I chatted that we need to either non-stream or break out.
Or break out? Yeah, I saw that. So this is for that case? All right. Are his parents or whoever you spoke with on Zoom?
I believe they've made it on Zoom. I hope so.
Can you sound up for them?
Anybody that knows Michael Parker on Zoom?
How'd you knew their names?
I didn't get their names.
All right, is anyone here to speak on behalf of the case involving Michael Joseph Parker? Please unmute and start your video. All right, Deputy, we will take up Mr. Parker at the end of the calendar. Maybe take up another matter.
Thank you.
Number 7.
Xavier Collins is accused of transmitting a false report of a fire on July 16th, 2025, case number 25 CR 4541H. Mr. Collins, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be Ms. Tucker. Any priors?
38. Got an open trespass out of the city. Open terrorist threats, trespass, simple battery, obstruction out of the cab. 2021 probation, 2021 fade to appear. 2019 trespass conviction. 2019 felony obstruction conviction.
Thank you. Ms. Falk, any recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. Bond is currently set at $1,000 surety bond through the magistrate court. We're asking that remain as set with stay away from 525 Peoples Street, which is the West End Library where the defendant pulled the fire alarm. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. We would ask for a social worker visit. There does appear to be, and it doesn't seem that, I don't see on the warrant that he is unhoused, but there definitely seems to be something going on. And it wasn't clear from the police report or the warrant, other than they asked him to leave and he refused, why this ramped up to that point. And some of the staff did indicate they believe there were some MH issues.
Ms. Tucker?
Yes, Your Honor. So we are requesting a signature bond or the lowest bond that the court will allow in this matter. Mr. Collins is 35 years of age. He was able to provide me with a residential address at 201 Washington Street, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. His family has maintained that address since 2009. He is currently employed as staff zone in East Point, and he maintains that he was having a medical emergency during this incident. And so we are requesting the lowest bond that the court will allow.
I don't recall whether he was taken to a hospital, was he?
He was not.
And the warrant does state that a social worker was initially, let me go back to that part.
Oh, we have no objection to requesting a social worker.
Oh, okay. Just
that's fine.
Okay.
Bond will remain at $1,000. It's a surety bond to stay away from the West End Library at Peoples Street and to stay away from all Fulton County public libraries. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons and firearms, and to have a social worker visit and or to continue with any MH treatment that he is undertaking. His next court date is going to be August 21st. 21st, correct.
Number, position 19, Xavier Jones.
All right, thank you. Xavier Jones case is 25 CR 4533D. Incident date is August 6th of this year. Battery, family violence, battery against a female who's pregnant, and simple battery, family violence. Mr. Jones, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Ms. Correa. Any priors?
Third, you got two cases, 24 PI 007892,
Mhm, so-
24 PI 007893. You saw those?
Yes, I'm good.
No, nothing
Thank
further.
you. Mr. I'm not, both the ASG, both the prosecutors are open. Who would like
Wait,
to?
hold on. Is this?
This one's mine, Judge.
No.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, Mr. Scaraco, what's the recommendation?
So Judge, we've spoken with the victim. She confirmed they were in a relationship and no longer live together. They share one child, and she confirmed that she's currently pregnant with the defendant's child. Confirmed the events on the warrant with her beating, the defendant beating her with a USB-C charger, resulting in the bruising. She explained this is not the first time the defendant's been violent towards her, and directed us to the two open cases, of which you yourself took note of. Judge, are you aware of anything with respect to those cases?
Just briefly, but
Okay.
can I just get
Very
the
briefly.
recommendation for this?
Very briefly, one of them was the damaging of her bedroom door as she was walking away from him during dispute. He shoved a couch into her, causing scratches and a cut. The other one was the physical contact with her face, taking her iPhone and damaging it as well.
Understood, but this was from last year, so I'm really curious how this has come about today. So is he in violation of any bond order?
He is, Judge. On that 24 PI 007892, he was ordered to have no contact directly or indirectly with the victim, the same victim here, Miss Alyia Ponder.
Okay.
Who herself, she states she wants to continue contact with the defendant for their child, and is okay with third-party transfer. We don't want any contact whatsoever, given the circumstances and the violation of his bond here. We've also listened to the jail calls, wherein the defendant apologized a number of times, saying he would take anger management classes, and admitted that he should just walk away. She told him he needs to work on his anger. There's a significant risk of reoffense, and we're very, very concerned for her safety. So the state's recommendation is a $10,000 surety, $4,000 surety for for the battery, family violence, and the battery against a female who's pregnant. $2,000 surety on the simple battery, family violence, for the defendant to enroll in complete FFIB, have no further contact with Alyia Ponder, stay away from 5502 Rock Lake Drive in Atlanta, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And we do want a sound from Ms. Ponder at this time.
Alyia Ponder, if you'd like to contribute to the proceeding, this is the time to unmute and start your video. Well, I guess not. Okay, Ms. Correa?
Yes, Your Honor. The address listed in Odyssey is Mr. Jones's good address. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
The Rock Lake Drive?
Yes, I thought I heard that Ms. Ponder no longer resides there, so that should not be an issue. We would request no further violent contact, or at least some form of third-party interchange for purposes of child custody. I didn't see these open PI cases in Odyssey, but I understand they don't always get connected. I'm trying to click through and find them now.
It's 24 PI 007892 and 893.
By the way, if they're still listed as PI, that means that they have not been indicted. So I ask Your Honor, give that the appropriate weight. He has not been convicted of those, nor have they been indicted. He has not had an opportunity to challenge those allegations. Per Odyssey, he was also originally arrested on Wednesday. So he's already been in the Fulton County Jail for 3 days before being brought to court for this first appearance hearing. At this time, I would he's also a high school graduate and works at the Amazon facility in Union City. So based on his good ties to the community and that Ms. Ponder has found someplace else to live, reducing any opportunity for future incidences, I would ask that Your Honor grant him a UJR with no further violent contact or some form of third-party interchange for purposes of custody.
1 second, please.
It's Judge, it's 72 hours. It's not 3 days. I have
No, that's no Riverside issue.
Okay, all right.
On October 28th, 2024, Mr. Jones was granted a UJR. Bonds were already preset by the Union City judge. So this was a bind over. Those felony cases were a bind over. And he was expressly told that he has to have no contact with Celia Ponder, which means to stay 200 yards away from her, to not communicate with her, to not have any kind of contact whatsoever. So this new case is, I can only go by the allegations and by the warrant, where apparently there is an admission against his interest within the warrant itself. Given the fact that Mr. Jones has apparently demonstrated an inability to comply with the court's order, especially when it says no contact with the alleged victim, and considering that this is now a third case, involving violence with Ms. Ponder, on the battery family violence, that's going to be a $3,500 bond. On the battery against a female who's pregnant, that's going to be a $3,500 bond. And the simple battery is going to be a $3,000 bond. This is a total of a $10,000 cash bond only. He's to stay 200 yards away from Miss Celia Ponder. He's not allowed to have any contact with the child or children that she has with him. If he wishes to have any contact, he needs to file a legitimation case and get a court order to establish a parenting plan. And hopefully it will only be through a third party because of the no contact with Miss Ponder. So he can't communicate with Miss Ponder. It has to be done through a third party, like an attorney. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. If he makes bond and he violates those conditions, the next thing will either be no bond at all or a $50,000 cash bond with an ankle monitor strapped to his body. Thank you.
Next is position 30, Mr. Redwine.
Demarcus Ponder. Oh my goodness, no relation, right?
It's a red one.
Okay. Demarcus Ponder is.
I thought we were doing red wine.
It's
Oh, I'm sorry, Redwine. Redwine, excuse me. Position 30. Michael Redwine is 25 CR 4534E. Incident date is from August 5th, 2025. And Mr. Redwine's accused of 1 count of battery, 2 counts of simple battery, and 1 count of criminal trespass. Mr. Redwine, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Mr. McLean. Any priors?
5. 2022 probation. 2020 the FTA was dismissed. 2019 forgery in the 4th, no low. 2019 trespass conviction. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Scirocco?
Thank you, Judge. We have spoken with the victim in this case. It's Miss Mercedes Culp Lucas. She confirmed the events in the warrant with the defendant being in that vacant apartment and then striking her, making his way out where he should not have been. And she stated she actually had to go to the hospital because she sustained a sprained ankle from this, and now she's on crutches. So needless to say, very traumatic finding this. The victim expressed that she does not know the defendant, doesn't know him from Adam, and that she wants no contact with him, wants him to stay away from the residence, where she is a property manager, if I haven't mentioned that already.
Okay.
It's currently set bond at a 6,600 total surety. State's recommendation is a $1,000 surety on the battery, $500 surety for each simple battery and criminal trespass, and that would be that would be 2,500 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right. And we are asking for a social worker visit for BHET and housing. No further contact with Mercedes Culp Lucas. Stay away from the Cranbrook Apartments at 2200 Godby Road in College Park. And no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And if we could sound for Miss Culp Lucas at this time.
Mercedes Lucas, I see that you're on Zoom. Would you like to add anything to what Mr. Scirocco has said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What else would you like to tell us?
As the attorney said, I am the property manager at this property. I had never seen this gentleman before, and upon realizing he was in the apartment, the incident ensued, and he was screaming and hollering, and he was going to F me up, and I did twist my ankle at some point apparently, and now I'm on crutches. It's extremely traumatic to kind of encounter this situation while just trying to do my job. And my entire team is just kind of really frustrated and scared with encountering people like the defendant in these apartments. The local jurisdictions always telling us, oh, they're not violent, they're just homeless. And that sounds great until an incident like this occurs. And now I'm attacked and injured at work just trying to do my job.
I apologize for that, Ms. Lucas, but presently I'm just going to consider the bond based on the factors established by law. So I appreciate your input. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, my client does have a very good mailing address. It's quite reliable. It is a mail drop. So he does need social work advice on housing, and we will have our social worker talk to him about that. He is an Atlantan and finished his high school through effort. Wasn't just the regular thing. He had to stick at it and do extra work and made it through. Unemployed at current time, but hopeful. We would ask for the lowest bond possible. Thank you.
On the battery is going to be a $2,000 surety. On the simple battery each is going to be $750. And on the criminal trespass is going to be $500. That's going to be a total of $4,000. 2, 3, 4. Am I correct? Yeah. $4,000 surety bond. No further contact with Mercedes Lucas and the staff at the Cranbrook Apartments to stay away from the entire Cranbrook apartment complex at 2200 Godby Road. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. In the event he makes bond, he shall update the court with his new mailing address, which cannot be at the Cranbrook Apartments location. And right now, his next court date is going to be August 24th.
August the 24th. Thank you.
21st, sorry. 24th would put him, I think, on a Sunday.
21, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Position number 34, Thomas is next.
Who is 34?
Devonte Thomas.
Okay.
Devonte. Devonte Thomas is case 25 CR 4546H, accused of willful obstruction of an officer driving while license suspended or revoked and obscured or missing license plate. This was from December 13th of 2024. Mr. Thomas, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Mr. McLean. Any priors?
Yeah, 26. You got an open ag assault, firearm possession, 24 SC 003 022. Actually, that's probation. I'm sorry. 2023 suspended license, 2 arrests for that in 2023. One from 2022 conviction. Got a 2020 suspended license, DUI, fleeing an officer conviction. 2019, 18 FTA. 2017 suspended license, NOLO. 2017 FTA.
Well,
27.
thank you, Mr. Howard. Appreciate it. Mr. Scirocco, what is your recommendation?
Yes, Judge, and I will add one of those FTAs is from August 23rd of 2023. And there are more driving while license suspended or revoked convictions that were within his driving history only that you could see.
Understood. And
all
the
right.
bond recommendation?
Is going to be it's currently set at $3,000 total surety. State's recommendation is a $2,000 total surety, $1,000 on the driving while license suspended or revoked, and $500 for the remaining charges. He also has willful obstruction convictions within the past 10 years. No driving without a valid license, insurance, registration, all that. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and that is it for the state.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, he is a local person, local high school, just address, a stable address. In the last 5 years, his work has included the biggest stint, which is current, is it's been going on for quite some time, and he's got a very good job right now. He does logistics in a very large office building with a national corporation. So he really wants to get back to work. We would ask the court to consider the lowest possible bond, the signature bond, if that is possible. But if that is not legal or not possible or advisable, if it's not in the offing, Your Honor, we would ask the court to consider $1,000.
What does he do?
Well, he moves furniture around in this very large office building that's very near where I went to school.
And is he required to operate a vehicle to do that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. On the willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, that's going to be a 500 surety. On the obscured or missing license plate, that's going to be a 100 surety. And on the driving while license suspended or revoked, that's going to be $1,000 cash bond only. His total bond is going to be 1,550 split bond. No driving at all until further order of the court. He's not allowed to drive. I don't care whether he gets his license reinstated. I don't care whether he gets another license from another country. While he's in Georgia, he's not allowed to operate any motor vehicle. His next court date is August 21st.
Next is position number 18, James.
What position number she said?
James, position 18. Odell James is accused of driving a vehicle on a suspended registration and willful obstruction from August 7th, 2025. Case 25 CR 4550G. Mr. Odell, Mr. James, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Ms. Correa. Any priors?
24. Did you see the felony cases?
No, I didn't. That I didn't.
All right.
I didn't look at the ones charged with traffic matters. What are the felony matters?
Well, it's the 25 SC 000441. That's a suspended license, possession of drug-related objects, possession of a Schedule 1 or 2. I got a 24 PI 003826, suspended license, reckless driving, fleeing, attempt to elude. Wanted out of Warner Robins.
Do you have the date of incident from the 24 PI and the 25 SC? I'm sorry, I didn't look at those cases.
I don't. I would have to go to my desk.
Okay, no, don't worry about it. I'll look at. Yep, go ahead, Ms. Falk.
Your Honor, I can pull those up as well for you. It looks like the ones in the most recent cases, and he has quite a few, were March 1st of 2024. That was the suspended license, fleeing and eluding, and reckless driving. The possession of controlled substance, possession of firearm, willful obstruction, and suspended registration was February 21st of 2023. And then the fleeing and eluding, reckless driving, no insurance, driving while expired license plate was July 29th, 2025. And I believe on the July 29th, 2025 case that he is in custody currently on that case with no bond, as well as has a foreign hold out of Houston County.
Okay. And what's your bond recommendation for these charges?
So the bond there was a no bond on this. We're going to ask for a $1,000 surety bond on the registration charge and a $2,000 surety bond on the willful obstruction of law enforcement charge for a total $3,000 surety bond. There's no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no driving without valid license, valid registration, and valid insurance. That's all for the state.
Ms. Correa?
Your Honor, I can verify that his address listed in Odyssey is his good address. That is where he lives with his grandmother. He does have 3 children, a 17-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 12-year-old. He has been working at JJ's Rib Shack as a prep cook for the last 7 years, so he does have good, strong ties to this community. I do understand that he may have some other matters that are currently holding him in custody. We are asking for $500 on each charge.
Right. On the registration issue is going to be $500. On the willful obstruction is going to be $1,500. This is a $2,000 surety bond. No driving at all until further order of the court. So it doesn't matter if he's got his license reinstated, he's not allowed to drive. You can unmute courtroom 2. Yes, Mr. James, given the number of felony cases you have with same or similar charges, and given the current situation, apparently you're not familiar with the rules of the road. So I'm not going to allow you to drive until you resolve these cases.
Okay.
Thank you.
Number 2, number 2, Anderson. Yeah, was somebody take?
Your Honor, can you give me that breakdown again? Was
Sure.
it 500 and 1,500?
500 and 1,500, that's
Okay.
a 2,000 surety. Next court date is August 21st. No driving.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anderson, that's position 2, DeAndre Anderson's accused of criminal trespass from August 7th, case 25 CR 4548J. Mr. Anderson, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney is Ms. Tucker. Any priors?
15. On probation, ag assault, strangulation, simple battery. It's 22 SC 180252. 2023 simple battery, simple assault, battery conviction. 2022 failure to appear. 2021 battery DV conviction. 2013 burglary, possession of tools, first offender.
Thank you. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. This happened August 7th, 2025 at Santa Fe Pavilion Apartments at 2370 Metropolitan Parkway. Defendant was asked to leave and had previously, I believe, trespassed from that location. Just need to double check. But the state's recommendation on this is the bond is currently, let's see, a $1,300 surety bond. We are agreeable with a $1,000 surety bond. Stay away from Santa Fe Pavilion Apartments at 2370 Metropolitan Parkway in Atlanta. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. We are going to request a social worker visit for housing. I will say that because our request to keep it a surety bond is due to his conviction for criminal damage to property in the second degree under 25 SC 004421. He was convicted on July 14th of 2025 on that offense. And he has an FTA from May 8th of 2025 out of Fulton County, which was in the last 3 months, as well as a conviction from Atlanta Municipal Court for theft by shoplifting on April 17th of 2025. That's all for the state.
Ms. Tucker?
Yes, Your Honor. We are simply requesting the lowest bond that the court will allow in this matter. Mr. Anderson is 40 years of age. He's an Atlanta native. He was able to give me a residential address for him at 762 Vincent Place, Atlanta, Georgia. He has a 12th grade education and he's currently employed at Pit Stop Auto. He just started this week, so he's very eager to bond out so that he can maintain his employment. We have no objections to a stay away from Santa Fe Pavilion Apartments. And again, we're requesting the lowest bond that the court will set.
Okay. Bond is set at $50. It's a cash bond only. Stay away from the Santa Fe Apartments, Santa Fe Pavilion Apartments. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. I'm not sure if the FTA has been resolved, but we'll see him on the 21st unless he makes bond.
Yes, Your Honor. And he's not in custody for the FTA, just this case.
All right. And he'll be required to have a social worker visit. Thank you.
Number 9, Mr. Dupri.
Drury James Dupri is accused of battery, family violence, simple battery, family violence, and cruelty in the 3rd degree. His case number is 25 CR 4545A. Incident date appears to be May 22nd of 2025. Mr. Dupri, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Ms. Tucker. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
2013 DUI. That's it.
Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is going to request an SOB through pretrial services level 2. We are also requesting no further contact with Vanessa McClendon. Stay away from the address at 696 Rose Palm Lane in Atlanta, Georgia. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and no firearms. Third-party contact with the child who was present during this incident, as well as FVIP. Even at the scene, there appeared to still be some behavior by the officers that was noted in the warrant to be kind of aggressive toward the victim and kind of suggesting a level of fear or intimidation on the part of the victim. We do ask that the Ms. McClendon be sounded for, and that's all for the state.
Vanessa McClendon, if you'd like to address the court, please unmute and start your video. All right, Ms. Tucker?
Yes, we have no objections to a signature bond through pretrial services for Mr. Dupri. However, we are requesting that he be allowed to have no further violent contact with.
Is he married to Ms. McClendon?
Yes, ma'am, he is. And the incident occurred in May 22nd. There hasn't been any further incidents or police reports. Since then, there's 3 months, there's been a cooling down period. They have been in constant communication. They reside in the same household and raise 3 minor children together. So we are asking that they be allowed to have no further violent contact. And again, we are agreeable to the signature bond.
And Your Honor, our concern with that is that we did not have a chance to speak with Ms. McClendon to find out her perspective on whether she wanted to contact or not. I assume based on this representation, PD Tucker, you've spoken to her?
No, I spoke to Mr. Dupri. They have the same residential address. They do live together. They are married, and they do share 3 minor children. Those are factual.
Well, Your Honor, without having spoken to the victim, I would say out of an abundance of caution, it should be a no further contact.
On battery family violence, it's going to be $1,500. The simple battery is $500. The cruelty is $500. This is going to be a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. I wish Mrs. Dupri was here to give us her side of the perspective, because right now what we've got is some very serious allegations. No further contact with Vanessa McClendon, to stay 200 yards away from Ms. McClendon, and to have no contact with her whatsoever. I'll allow for a third-party visit with any child or children that he shares with Ms. McClendon. In other words, visitation can be handled, but only through a third party. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. He has to stay away from 696 Rose Palm Lane in Atlanta, Georgia. He can return one time only with a police officer to retrieve his belongings, and that cannot be more than an hour visit. He's to update the court with his new residential or mailing address within 30 days of being released. Also within 30 days, he's to undertake a domestic violence intervention program and complete all 24 classes at his expense. Next court date will be sent to his new address. Thank you.
What's that bond?
Signature bond pretrial level 2, 2,500 total. Do you need the breakdown?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But you changed it to pre-level 2 now? It was 1, you said the first time.
Or did I say?
Did say 1 the first time?
I said 1. Okay, I'm sorry.
So 1?
Yeah, level 1. But FVIP and no contact and stay away. Third party transfer.
Number 11, Gates.
11? Okay. Quentyn Antonio Gates is accused of violation of rules regarding pedestrian in roadway, willful obstruction of an officer, and misdemeanor possession of marijuana. From August 6th of this year, accusation 25 CR 4568J. Mr. Gates, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Ms. Tucker. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
Third. You got an open CWAC. It's 21 SC 178156. 2016 burglary, first offender.
Thank you. Ms. Volk?
Your Honor, that is correct. And on that offense, the CWAC offense, he is currently being held on no bond. On this case, Your Honor, the defendant was fleeing from the area after being seen walking along the roadway of Moreland Drive. We're agreeable to, I don't believe he has anything that would prevent him from getting a signature bond through the jail. So we are agreeable to a signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. I don't believe he will be released anytime soon.
On count 1, the pedestrian rules, that's going to be $100. Willful obstruction is $800, and misdemeanor possession of marijuana is $100. That's a $1,000 signature bond through the jail. Mr. Gates, if you get arrested again, this signature bond could be surrendered and converted to a cash bond or a surety bond. So please be mindful. Your next court date is going to be August 21st, unless you bond out on your other matters. Thank you.
Number 16, Haynes.
Glenn Hayes is accused of stalking, harassing communications, and count 3 is going to be, I'm going to waive sounding on that. And this is from November 1st, 2024, case number 25 CR 4565E. Mr. Haynes, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is Ms. Correa. Any priors?
4. 2014 assault conviction. Before that was 03. That's it.
All right, Ms.
Really quickly, pretrial on the assault conviction, was that here out of Fulton County?
I don't know, because I would have put simple. I think it was out of state.
Okay.
So we the only ones do like simple assault. Everybody else has just like regular assault.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I
was just trying to, Your Honor, I was just trying to ascertain if the defendant was still potentially on probation on that case, but I didn't see any cases on our system, so I wanted to make sure I hadn't omitted his case by accident. Your Honor, we did see if I have any notes from our victim on this one. We did have an opportunity to speak with the victim on this case. She said that once she made the report to police and the police told the defendant they will be taking out a warrant, she has not heard from him since. She did state she wants no contact with the defendant, wants him to stay away from her residence at 120 Fairhaven Trail in Fairburn. I will say, and I don't know if Your Honor had an opportunity to view the warrants, but she was quite upset. She was actually going to stay at a family member's house because of her fear of this defendant based on the language he was using in the messages and the fact that he was messaging her repeatedly. And so given that situation, we are asking for a $5,000 surety bond. We are going to, the breakdown will be $2,000 on the stalking, $2,000 on the harassing communications, $1,000 on the electronic transmission. We are also asking for no further contact with the victim in this case, Ms. Sarah Sanford, stay away from her address. And I will go ahead and put that in the chat to the litigation manager. No contact whatsoever by phone, email, text messages, or any method of communication, including third parties. And that is all for the state. We would like to sound for Ms. Sarah Sanford if she is here at this time.
Miss Sarah Sanford, if you don't want to say anything, you don't have to start your video and unmute, but if you want to contribute to the proceeding, you would have to unmute and start your video. It's entirely up to you. All right, Ms. Correa.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Haynes is 47 years old. He is originally from Baltimore, Maryland, just to resolve any concerns about his criminal history. He moved to Georgia a few years ago to help take care of his mother-in-law after she had a stroke. I can confirm that the address listed in Odyssey is his good address. They own the home. That's where he lives with his wife. He does have a bachelor's degree, and he uses that bachelor's degree. He is employed in IT, information systems, things related to technology and cables that are well beyond my expertise. But at least as far as this case goes, it sounds like he can be absolutely compliant in having no contact with Ms. Sanford and staying away from her. He does adamantly deny these allegations. But at this time, given that it's been over 10 years since his last run-in with law enforcement, we are asking for a UJR.
On count 1 is 1,000, count 2 is 1,000, and count 3 is 3,000. This is a $5,000 surety bond. No further contact with Sarah Sanford. Do not communicate with her in person through a phone, email, mail, any kind of electronic device, and through any third party, or even discuss her on social media. To stay 200 yards away from wherever she's physically located, including her workplace or her residence, or her residence. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. And his next court date is August 21st.
Number 17, Mr. Henderson.
And Your Honor, the breakdown was 1,000, 1,000,
and 3,000. Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had it correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to waive sounding on this charge. Visit for Mr. Joshua Henderson, case 25 CR 4543Y. He's charged with 1 misdemeanor offense on count 1, and count 2 is criminal trespass. Incident date is August 6, 2025. Mr. Henderson has been advised of his rights, and his attorney is Ms. Correa. Any priors?
22. Open criminal damage to property, 2nd degree, entering auto. It's 20 SC 175860. 2018 public order crime. 2017 trespass conviction. 2015 criminal attempt to commit a misdemeanor conviction. 09 burglary. He's homeless. That's it.
Your Honor, that 20 SC 175860 case is what's currently holding him in custody. He is in no bond status on that one. Just
understood.
That's just being reflected as holding him in custody.
All right. And Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. That 20 SC case is holding him in custody currently. This occurred at the Georgia World Congress Center, so we would ask for stay away from 285 Andrew Young International Boulevard, which is the Georgia World Congress Center. The defendant has been reminded on a daily basis that he is not allowed at that location. And so we are asking for a, let me see, $3,000 surety bond, $2,000 on the initial charge, $1,000 on the criminal trespass. Stay away from that location at 285 Andrew Young International Boulevard, the Georgia World Congress Center. And I'm trying to, okay, I didn't think the victim's name was listed. I just wanted to make absolutely sure. And we are going to ask for a social worker visit. I believe there may be some MH issues going on here that is leading to this kind of behavior. That's all for the state.
Ms. Correa?
Yes, we will have a social worker go out and see him.
Okay. On the count one, that's going to be a $1,500 surety bond. Count two is a $500 surety bond. Total bond is $2,000. To stay 200 yards away from the entire location called the Georgia World Congress Center. He's not allowed to be on the sidewalks, the parking lots, or even within the building. And stay away from all staff that work at the Georgia World Congress Center. His next court date is going to be August 21st. And he'll need a social worker visit. Am I resetting it to the 11 a.m. calendar, Ms. Correa?
I don't believe so because the felony case is indicted.
Okay.
So I believe that that would just go through its normal course of business.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Correa, I'm sorry, Your Honor, just for clarification, because I wasn't sure. I think, Ms. Correa, what the court is asking is if you want it to go to the MH calendar.
The competency calendar.
Specifically.
Sorry, I'm coming from felony land, so
Nope,
I'm
totally understand.
not entirely familiar with how.
That's why I just wanted to clarify because I
Um,
wasn't sure if we were all on the same page.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yes.
If you want to move him back to the regular SAP calendar, please let Ms. Katrina Lewis know, and she'll put it back on the 9 a.m. calendar, which is our regular plea and
Okay.
arraignment calendar.
Yeah, no, just based on my conversation with him, I think that they're, yes, absolutely.
Okay, August 21st at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, it's 1,500, 500?
Yes,
Thank
2,000
you.
total.
Just one step behind on those breakdowns. Thank you.
Number 29, Ponder. Thank you for calling.
Demarcus Ponder is accused of 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, no. Oh, 5, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 counts of simple battery family violence. Case number is 25 CR 4566C. Mr. Ponder, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is going to be Mr. McLean, and your accusation, well, I think I just read it, right? 4566C. All right, Mr. Howard?
Second adult arrest. Should have went to felony earlier for the sale of marijuana. We got to open. Did you see the open felony?
Yes.
All right, that's it.
There
And-
should be 2 open felonies.
No, not the marijuana, Judge. Did you see the 25 PI with the ag battery?
I didn't see a marijuana case, but I saw a 25 PI case. I don't know what the charges are, so.
All right, so it's simple battery, ag battery, kidnapping, possession of a sawed-off shotgun. That's it.
Okay. But
Hmm?
he was released on bond, wasn't he?
Yes, I don't know how. I mean, not how, as in, I don't know if it was UJR or he just bonded out.
Okay. Mr. Scirocco, what's your recommendation?
Yes, Judge. So we have spoken with the victim. She confirmed she and the defendant are in a relationship. They no longer live together at that incident location and share no children. She now has her own residence, and the defendant stays between her home and his mother's home. She confirmed the events in the warrant, but stated this is all misunderstanding. She confirmed that they have an open case, and that is the 25 PI 000436, the ag battery, kidnapping, simple battery, family violence, where he was arrested after following her with a gun to a Whole Foods she'd fled to in just her underwear to get away from him, where at that location he slapped her in the face, gun out, with an extended bag, I should add, and dragged her into his car while she was screaming. So this is the second time she's tried to escape him and has been met with violence. He was, at least the last time I checked, was given a $76,000 good bond on that case with the condition that he have no further violent contact with Miss Wingfield. So he was in violation of that. And she states there's been no violence since, and everything's been going good. And she's not in fear of him and wants to continue contact. We take tremendous issue with that, given the circumstances. And also, I should say, we've also heard the jail calls here where he mentions the current charge. One of the simple battery family violences is the spitting on her. And he mentions in the context of that, he says this is the second time that she's done what she did. So while this incident is from April, it's clear that he blames her for his arrests still. And she responds, bringing up that previous incident last time he went crazy, having the guns and the kidnapping. And he replied, I never spit in your face the first time, which I would contend is an admission to one of the 6 simple battery family violences here.
Oh.
Okay, so we're concerned for her. Tremendous risk of reoffense here, Judge. The state is asking for a $12,000 total cash bond, $2,000 cash for each simple battery family violence for the defendant to enroll in and complete FFIB, have no further contact with Miss Ramaya Wingfield, stay away from, if she's not living there anymore, wherever she resides, the address here is 1264 Westmont Road in Southwest Atlanta. Surrender any and all firearms to the sheriff's office, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Okay. Mr. McLean?
Johnny has high school education and he works in the moving field. So he's quite local and has the Atlanta address, the Atlanta, there's no problem with him coming back to court. We would ask the court to consider the lowest possible bond. I don't think I hear a signature bond in the offing, although I feel compelled to ask for one, but nonetheless, we would ask for the lowest possible bond.
And if we could sound from Miss Wingfield when appropriate, if she's on the Zoom and wishes to speak. I know she was going to try and be here.
Miss Ramaya Wingfield. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so on August 7th, 2025, will be today, or yesterday. He was given a, is that a $100,000 or $100 bond? No, did I get the wrong case?
Let me try and pull it up, Judge.
It's on his traffic case.
2100 was it?
No, that's on the traffic case.
Okay.
Oh no, that's on the sale of marijuana and obscured missing license plate. So that's 2100 surety bond. Okay. I'm trying to find the other one. And that was just a minute.
You too.
5 PI, that was 004366. I'm just trying to understand what was the if there were any violations. Okay, here. No, I've got the wrong number.
When I checked previously, it was a $76,000 good bond with no further violence.
May I have that case number? 25 PI?
000436, Judge.
That's why I got the wrong. 436. Oh, this was on February 7th, 2025. Okay. So, Mr. McLean, yeah, your client received a bond order for $76,000 surety, which looks like he made bond, and it required him to stay away from 976 Oakland Drive and have no violent contact with Ramaya Wingfield. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So no violent contact with Miss Wingfield. And now we are in a situation about 2 months later, and she called the police with regards to the April incident. So, yeah, Ms. Wingfield, what would you like to tell us? I can't
I
hear
would just
you.
like to say that. Can you hear me?
Can you pick up your phone?
I would like to say that I know that. Can you hear me? I'm at work, so not a lot of places that I can be that is quiet because I work with kids. Can you hear me?
Listening to you.
Okay, I'm going to say that although Mr. Ponder broke the no violent contact, everything's been going good since the incident. We did separate for a little while, but of course we got back together. And I just want to say that it's just been good. Nothing crazy has happened since that incident. We did separate, but we got back together. I mean, I'm all for giving second chances and grace, and I just hope y'all do as well. I don't fear for anything. I want to be in contact with him.
Why?
I love him.
And what else?
And what do you mean, what else?
Well, do you have children with him?
Not right now. I don't.
Does he pay your rent?
He does. He paid his portion.
Okay.
Because he's not, like, he don't live with me fully, but.
Is he on the lease?
No, it's just me.
It's just you. Okay. And does he pay for any of your bills?
He does.
All right. But you're working?
I am.
Okay. And now he's got 2 cases, both violent, involving you as the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do believe in second chances too, but I'm looking at the 3rd chance right now. Not second.
And I can see that, but I still just believe in just giving grace and just chances.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not of that religion. So
okay.
Thank you, Ms. Wingfield.
You're welcome.
Mr. McLean?
Well, like I said, he's at the moving job. It's a really good job, and he's been to high school. He's a local person, and he will show up for court, Your Honor.
I expect so. All right. On each count on the simple battery, that's going to be 1,000. That's a $6,000 surety bond. And he'll be required to be equipped with an ankle monitor for 12 months, monitoring fees to be paid by Mr. Ponder. He's to have no further contact with Ramia Wingfield. He's to stay 200 yards away from her and not communicate with her in any way, form, or manner, including in person, mail, email, phone, third parties, whatever, even on social media. If Ms. Wingfield encourages him to break the no contact order, the only thing that's going to happen is that Mr. Ponder is going to be back in jail with no bond at all. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and no firearms. So if you own or possess any firearms, they must be surrendered to the authorities within 48 hours of your release for complete destruction. Your next court date is going to be August 21st.
Number 33.
Anybody can tell me the address for the stay away?
I closed out that case, but Mr. Scirocco, do you have the?
Is it on Westmont?
So we weren't provided with an updated address, but the one for the incident location here is 1264 Westmont Road, southwest in Atlanta. And that's where I believe the victim's grandfather resides as well.
Okay.
All right. And I'm sorry, who do we have at the present time?
Stennis 33.
33.
Okay, thank you. This is Octavius Leroy Stennis, accused of 3 counts of criminal trespass from July 20th of this year, case 25 CR 4558E. Mr. Stennis, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Mr. McLean. Any priors, please?
3rd, 2022, speeding, no insurance, cruelty to children, criminal damage to property, 1st degree, ag assault upon police officer. That's out of Clayton County. And he had a drive without a valid license from 17.
Mr. Scirocco?
Yes, Judge. So bond is currently set at $1,000 surety on the first count of criminal trespass. State has added 2 additional counts of criminal trespass for the various actions alleged here. So the state is recommending, with that presumably open ag assault case, 1,500 total surety, 500 on each criminal trespass, 2-day anger awareness, no further contact with Alexis Wheeler. Stay away from 4590 Washington Road in South Fulton. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And we do want to sound for Miss Alexis Wheeler at this time.
All right, Alexis Wheeler, if you'd like to contribute, you need to start your video and unmute. Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, he is born in Miami, but he's been in Georgia over 10 years. So he's quite local. Has his local address, Georgia driver's license, lives in McDonough. I pointed out to him that the difference between McDonough and North McDonough might be enough to where he needs to tie the hints to the clerk's office and make sure they have the North in there to make sure he gets his mail. And we discussed how not to miss mail, even if the post office doesn't run at all. Your Honor, he changes truck tires, and that's a very strenuous, very dangerous job. It's quite industrious. We would ask the court to consider a signature bond if that is possible.
Right.
Thank you.
On count 1 is going to be 500. Count 2 and 3 are going to be $250 each. This is a $1,000 surety bond to have no contact with Alexis Wheeler and stay away from 4590. Was it Washington Road? Washington Street?
That's right, Judge, in South Fulton.
South Fulton. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. And his next court date is August 21st.
Number 35, Mr. Thorp.
Jeffrey Thorp is accused of theft by shoplifting from May 6, 2025. His case number is 25 CR 4560B. Mr. Thorp, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Mr. McLean. Mr. Howard?
21. On probation, the cab trespass. Has an open simple battery out of the cab. 2025 fade to appear. 2025 shoplifting no load. 2024 trespass conviction. 2 FTAs from 2021. 2020 trespass no load.
That's good. Thank you. Mr. Scirocco, what's your recommendation for the shoplifting?
It's going to be $1,000 surety, Judge, on account of that 2025 FTA and NOLOs to theft by shoplifting within the past 5 years. Anti-theft course, stay away from the target at 3535 Peachtree Road, Northeast in Atlanta, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Is that the one at Atlantic Station?
Ooh, great question.
Just curious. Mr. McLean, do you know if that's the one at Atlantic Station?
What was the address again?
3535 Peachtree Road. Or am I off?
That is, yes, Judge, you are correct. That is the Lennox.
That sounds close to Lennox.
Oh, close to Lennox. Okay. Okay. And Mr. McLean, what's your recommendation? $1,000 is probably where I can go.
Right, and I told him, we had a good discussion on it. He works in a restaurant. He went to high school, been 15 years here local. He told me he lives with a friend, gave me the address, but the mail should go elsewhere. But he'll figure that out. I told him, well, go to the clerk's office and really, don't miss court. And he knows how not to do that.
What's the address? Because I have a current Florida address.
It's Florida Avenue.
Okay, he'll need to update us with that address.
Florida Avenue, actually, in 303 something. So,
okay.
Although he is coincidentally originally from Florida, he's been here over a decade. So, we're going to ask the court to consider a signature bond, and if not, then the $1,000 surety.
All right. Well, his FTA disqualifies him from a signature bond.
Understood.
So it's $1,000 surety bond. Stay away from the Target store at 3535 Peachtree Road. And next court date is August 21st. Thank you.
Go back to number 28, Parker. She's my last person.
What's going on with Elias Brown, position 4?
Reset.
Oh, Elias Brown is a reset as well.
He's on the add-on too, right?
Yes, he is. Can I ask the reason for the reset so I can document it?
Xavier.
Okay.
And this will be not a Riverside issue. So, and let me see, I think she said 28.
And Parker would be the non-stream or breakout.
And I had a kilogram, which was position 12.
I think that was one of the waivers or resets. I can't remember.
I didn't get nothing for that one.
Yeah, I didn't hear waiver or reset for that one, so I just wanted to double check.
I had a couple of waivers. Oh,
I did as well. That wasn't one I heard, so I just wanted to make sure because that is a
Aquila
right. That is a female inmate.
I thought Miss Francois said that she was a reset.
Oh, did she?
She didn't mention it to me, so
yeah, I don't.
Miss Correa, is that your client?
I have that Grandy is a reset because she was sent to Grady.
No, Graham.
No, Graham.
Position 12. Is that Miss Tucker's client?
Possibly.
Okay, we'll look into that. Right now, let's get to Mr. Michael Joseph Parker. And there's no one in the courtroom. Miss Grace, could we pause the live stream